Day 1, I find myself stranded on an unknown island. As my eyes adjust to the bright daylight, I look around and I see nothing but water in the distance. I rummage through the nearby grass in the hopes of finding something useful, but my only hope of survival would be to swim. The sun is just over the horizon, and I begin to swim. After swimming for nearly half the day, I find another island. The point at which I found myself stranded in the middle of the ocean. I can't even see it anymore. The sun overhead, but finally an island with something I can use, a tree. I can take the wood from that tree and I can build something. I can live, I can survive. With just one tree, I have to plan carefully what it is I am going to do with the wood and hope that the gods favor me and grant me the ability to plant more trees. First, I will build a pickaxe and a hoe so that I can grow crops. And then I will build a shelter. Yes, I need a shelter. And now I can prepare. The gods have smiled upon me and granted me the ability to plant more trees. I was able to gather 5 seeds that I can use to grow food to sustain myself. I find a nice area nearby where I can plant these seeds. It will be out of the way, yet close enough to get to in case when they're ready to be harvested. The sun is starting to go down. I need shelter. I see a smaller island off to the side. Maybe it will provide me the shelter that I need away from a larger island where there will most likely be unknown forces coming. The ocean is deep here. I must try to build myself a home on this island. As the sun begins to set, I frantically begin trying to build some sort of shelter, not knowing what I might find coming out, venturing out into the night. Strange noises emanate from the larger island. Is there movement over there? Strange creatures seem to appear out of nowhere. You see them walking around on the main island. I left my crafting table over there. I'm hoping I'll be able to return to it when the sun rises, but for now, I huddle in my little dirt hovel on this island and watch as these creatures venture forth, hoping that they don't see me. As the night wears on, I fear for my safety. The creatures haven't found me yet, but they still appear to be searching for something. I start to feel hungry and hope that my crops will grow. I continue huddled in my dirt fort, hoping to survive the night. Day 2. As the sun rises, I wake up. The island is crawling with creatures. In the sunlight, it appears as if some of them can't live in the day. I see them burn. It appears to be a skeleton, a zombie, the strange green creatures. I'm not sure what they are. I'm going to call them creepers. They seem to be able to survive in the day, as well as the giant spiders. I'm going to make my way over to the main island in the hopes that I can find more resources to help stay alive. As the creeper came closer, it made an unusual noise, and then suddenly it exploded. Luckily, it did not hurt very much. But then the spider attacked out of nowhere. So I was forced to defend myself. But luckily, the tree, one of the few precious trees I had planted, had grown, so I was able to collect more wood. Today was going to be a good day. I know. On the ground, I found some rotten flesh. The idea of eating it sounded horrible, but I was feeling hungry, and it was able to satisfy my need. The wood I collected would allow me to build more, so I decided I would begin by digging into the other island in the hopes that maybe I would be able to find something more useful. As I dug through the dirt, I found the base of the island was stone. So I began to dig into that stone. And I knew that this stone would be useful. And this was the beginnings of my new home, until I was able to find a place, find somewhere else, civilization, other people. Luckily, that one tree appeared as if it was going to be able to sustain me for a long time. I was able to take its seeds and replant it. Would no longer be a problem for me. I took some of that wood and I built better tools. Tools that would be able to last me longer. And I built weapons that would be able to keep me safe from those horrible monsters that came out at night. I built a crude door to help protect me against the horrible monsters outside, and I moved my workbench into my new little underground home. More trees had sprouted. I quickly gathered as much wood as I could, as I knew that day was almost over, and when night comes, it's not safe outside. As night approached, I made my way into my new home. I pieced together a small furnace, which I then used to take some of that precious wood I'd gathered to turn it into charcoal so that I would be able to light this new home of mine. As the furnace began cooking the wood and continued to expand the room, I needed more resources. I needed more to work with, and all I was finding was dirt and stone. I needed better tools. I needed better weapons. But for tonight, I was safe. With the small amount of charcoal that I was able to gather, I created some torches to keep my new home lit and safe. Those strange creatures didn't appear to like sunlight, and I was hoping that the torches would also keep them at bay. I took a little bit of my wood and created a sturdy chest to store some of my more valuable resources that I didn't need to keep on me at all times. Freed me up in case I needed more space to carry things. As I was digging, looking for more resources, I came across coal. Be able to use that instead of my precious wood in making torches and lighting my furnace. Today was a good day. As the sun arose on day 3, I was greeted by another one of the enormous spiders. I leapt out and attacked him with all of my might, killing him, and he dropped more of that string web. I think I may be able to use that. I may be able to use it for a fishing pole. Another source of food, because my hunger was beginning to get unbearable. As the daylight shone down upon a skeleton I saw bobbing in the water, he eventually caught fire. But yet, while he was burning, he still was trying to attack me. Luckily, I was able to dodge most of his arrows, and upon inspecting where he died, he dropped a bone. I knew I could use that to help my crops grow. Unfortunately, it appeared that one of the few extremely important crops had been trampled in the night by some unknown force. But luckily, there should still be just enough to allow me to make some food to feed myself for the day. Excellent. I was able to get enough seeds from the few plants that were growing to actually plant even more wheat for later use. My garden was actually going to be able to sustain me in time. But for now I had to take the few pieces of wheat I had gathered and turn them into something that I could live off of. I was able to make 2 loaves of bread, which didn't completely satiate my hunger, but it was enough to allow me to continue working outside and collect more of the wood from the trees that had grown. I had to find answers to how I had gotten here and what happened to civilization. But thank God I had survived those first few days. It appeared as if I might actually be able to survive out here. But I knew that I would have to make it back to civilization somewhere. I had to find the mainland, but I had no idea even where to begin looking. I might have enough string for a fishing pole. I did. I had enough string. It was time to fish. I was happy. I had caught my first fish. I knew I'd be able to survive. But those creatures at night, those were dangerous. I'd have to be careful. As darkness fell, I had caught 8 fish. I would be feasting tonight. I took them and cooked them in my furnace. I knew I would no longer go hungry.